Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Missouri School Boards Association's Board Report for the month of January. We thank you for the opportunity to share some news and information during a few minutes of your board meeting. We begin with a look at some legislative priorities as the 2020 regular session of the Missouri General Assembly gets underway this month. The State Board of Education has adopted several legislative priorities for the current session, including support for the expansion of early learning opportunities by allowing school districts to count 4- and 5-year-olds in their calculation of average daily attendance in the foundation formula. During a recent conference call, State Board of Education member Peter Hershend said it's critical Missouri improve access to early childhood education programs.
I think that there is nothing that will make a larger difference for the educational outcome in our state that we can work on than a well-equipped early learning workforce, that is to say professional educators, working in facilities, schools that are equipped for early learning. This is not speculation. The fact is Missouri is well behind the rest of the nation.
The plan to allow school districts to count 4- and 5-year-olds as part of their state aid calculations is estimated to cost as much as $60 million a year. One of MSBA's legislative priorities is to provide adequate funding to all school districts to offer quality, voluntary pre-kindergarten programs. The State Board of Education also supports legislation that would raise the minimum teacher salary in Missouri from $25,000 a year to $32,000 a year. Many school districts are already above the $32,000 starting salary level, but officials with the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education say there are currently about 2,300 teachers in the state earning less than $32,000. Missouri ranks near the bottom of all states for minimum teacher salaries, and Assistant Commissioner Paul Katnick told the State Board during its conference call, Missouri's ranking might not improve that much even with an increase in the minimum salary.
My best guess as an answer is there's a fairly good chance, only because we're seeing a lot of states be very aggressive about it. The teacher shortage is not limited to the state of Missouri, and everyone feels like higher salaries is a great recruitment strategy, and the research says it probably is. So I think it's going to always be a game of catch-up.
MSBA's resolution on teacher salaries states support for salary and benefit levels that enable school districts to attract and retain high-quality teachers. The State Board of Education is also calling for a joint legislative committee to study teacher compensation and strategies to move Missouri to the median of all states in average teacher compensation. Other MSBA priorities for the legislative session as adopted by the Board of Directors include support of legislation to ensure a safe educational environment for all children, support for legislation to strengthen mental health resources in schools, opposition to any legislation authorizing vouchers or voucher-like programs, and support for legislation that increases accountability and oversight of charter schools. 2020, of course, is an election year, and election years always have an impact on the work of the General Assembly. MSBA Associate Executive Director for Advocacy, Mike Reed, says legislators tend to pay close attention to their constituents' views in an election year.
In the past, when it's been 18 months from the election, they may be able to kind of act like a free cowboy. This one will hold them to be a little bit closer to what people want at home and become a little bit more aware of their constituencies' needs.
MSBA will keep you informed about legislative developments during the session through our weekly Legislative Voice newsletter, our daily updates on Twitter, through critical issue alerts, and through periodic webinars. And be sure to register for the MSBA Legislative Forum Public Schools Day at the Capitol, scheduled for February 10th in Jefferson City. You'll not only learn more about pending legislation at the event, you'll also have the opportunity to visit with your local legislators at the Capitol. You can register for that event through the MSBA website. School board members throughout the state will be honored for their work during School Board Recognition Week, February 9th through 15th, as declared by Governor Parson. It's a great opportunity for communities to honor local school board members who provide leadership to our local school districts throughout the state. Check the MSBA website for resources related to School Board Recognition Week. That's it for this month's edition of the MSBA Board Report. Thanks for allowing us to have some time at your board meeting, and so long from Columbia.